All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers in tonight's video, folks. It's preseason, and I'm not gonna overreact to this. It's preseason, and Russell Wilson got the start tonight. He threw 48 whopping yards, 47 whopping yards on 10 attempts, 8 total completions. Mr. Justin Fields comes in. He goes 11 to 17 for 92 passing yards. The final score was 9-3. I mean, it's preseason. And obviously you're not going to game plan. You're not even really going to prep for this. Most of this, second preseason game, you're looking to solidify your roster. You're looking for hidden weapons or hidden gems, secret weapons. You get the deal. Special teams, that kind of stuff, depth, all that fun stuff. You're looking at rookies. Roman Wilson didn't play. He's injured. But this offense looks just like the regular season for the Pittsburgh Steelers last year. Now, what I will just say is, once again, you're not game planning for this, all right? And it just felt like the Steelers took a huge step back from all of this, positive momentum that you had the entire offseason in Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, and they both looked terrible. I don't think it was necessarily on either of them. I don't think the offensive line helped them in any way, shape, or form. I also don't think receivers were doing the best that they could have done. Now, once again, no Roman Wilson. George Pickens is a superstar wide receiver. Like, you're not going to play him for the entire preseason second game. But it was extremely lackluster, and it just felt like even worse than watching a regular season game with Kenny Pickett and co last year. But we're going to talk about it. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Steelers fans, love you guys as always. Hit that like button for me. Let's try and get this one to 100. 4-13, third down, 0-3 from fourth down. Surprisingly, they had 219 yards of offense. It was just a really ugly performance. I mean, pretty much top down. The good news is the defense looked good. Nate Herbig looks phenomenal. I will say this defense, once again, you're not playing too many starters here. I think I just said Nate Herbig, sack and a half, thankfully. Not Nate Herbig. The center would have been pretty cool. But yeah, I'm demoralized here. It is 10 o'clock here in Florida, but Killebrew had a nice little interception. Terrible throw by Mitchell Trubisky. Good coverage, though. The defense, once again, Nick Herbig, sack and a half. Saw Patrick Queen. He looked good today. Landon Roberts looked good today. Joey Porter Jr. was out there. Micah Fitzpatrick was out there. Larry Ogunjobi was out there. Keanu Benton had a nice little half sack. Defensively looked fine, man. I'm at like a loss of words just to even talk about this. I don't necessarily think the Pittsburgh Steelers need to go out there and get a Brandon Ayuk. And I do just want to once again say, this time last year, the Steelers' first team offense, I believe you guys went 5-5 or 6-for-6 on scoring. And I think all of them were actually touchdowns with Kenny Pickett in the first team offense. Guys like Calvin Austin looked phenomenal. Kenny Pickett literally looked like a really good quarterback in preseason last year. So obviously, I'm not ringing the panic bell. But if the offensive line looked like this in any regular season game, especially against the Buffalo Bills, it's just going to get rocked. Van Jefferson, he had a couple of nice catches. I'm hoping when Roman Wilson is established into this offense, when he's back and healthy, it sucks he's not playing in the preseason because it would have gone a long way. But yeah, I don't think Brandon Ayuk trade necessarily needs to happen, but I don't think receivers were all that open. Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, I think, were holding the football along. But once again, I don't think there was much. We'll have to check the all-22, but it didn't really seem like anybody was really ever open for the most part. I want a guy on third down, third and long, third and short, third and mid, whatever it is. I want a guy I can rely on. Once again, George Pickett's not going to play the whole game. But Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson, Van Jefferson, Scotty Miller, one of these guys has to step up in the regular season and just be a go-to guy. And like I said, don't think this game changes anything as far as, you need to go trade for Brandon Ayuk. But I am really hoping that Roman Wilson comes in here and makes a day one impact, because I'm hopeful for, if George Pickens is going to get double teamed every play in the regular season, right? The defensive coordinators, they're going to game plan and they're going to double team George Pickens almost every time. I mean, I'm being dramatic here, but you get what I'm saying. So somebody has to step up and be that dude. Now, last week, it looked like it was going to be Van Jefferson. The offensive line, once again, whether it was pre-snap penalties, false starts, everybody but the center, I mean, it was a nightmare out there. And it's just a preseason freaking football game, but the offense was bad. And the pre-snap penalties were driving me crazy. Like I said, Fields especially holds the football long. He uses his legs, takes a lot of sacks, takes a lot of just terrible sacks. But I don't think majority of the offensive issues were on them today. And thankfully, Arthur Smith, the new offensive coordinator, is not going to show his cards in any way, shape, or form in a preseason game against the Buffalo freaking Bills in the middle of August, all right? But Justin Fields, 11-17, 92 yards. He did have a really nice throw to Fitzpatrick at the end of the game. Fitzpatrick, I think he had the longest catch right there to Justin Fields at the end of the game. I think it was 19 yards. Just a lackluster day once again. Cam Hayward had a couple of nice catches, 2 catches for 20 yards. I would love for Darnell Washington to get a tight end or a red zone target at any point in his NFL career. Van Jefferson, 3 catches, 19 yards. Scotty Miller's 3 catches, 18 yards. Then real quick, Jaylen Warren, what we know, hamstring injury, did not come back tonight. And then Peyton Wilson also being evaluated for a concussion. So hopefully he's good to go. Hopefully both of those 2 cats are going to be good to go to start off the regular season. That's, like 3 weeks away. We're 3 weeks away. So once again, practice is going to resume. You're going to watch the film. You're going to run back the tape, and you're going to try and figure this stuff out to continue to prepare for week 1 of the regular season. Russell Wilson, I got to give him the benefit of the doubt. He played a really freaking long time to throw for 47 yards, 8-10, 47 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. The positive offensively today had to be Justin Fields' legs. He had a 20-yard rush, 8 total carries, 42 yards. We saw a couple of read options. But yeah, like there was 4th down in the red zone towards the end of the game. I mean, it was the most predictable play you could have drawn up, but it's preseason. I'm glad it was predictable. All right. It just, the momentum kind of just sucked the life. I just think this hype of Russell Wilson and Justin Fields and, George Pickens and this 2-headed monster at running back and Pat Freiermuth and, the new additions and Troy Fautanu, Zach Frazier on the offensive line, the momentum just, kind of feels halted. Obviously, we're going to run back the tape. We're going to figure out what really went down as far as offensively in the next couple of days. So stay tuned for more videos on Pittsburgh Steelers as the week progresses. But this sucked. Not overreacting. I know I sound pessimistic. I sound a little dramatic. But you know what? I am a little bit crabby. All right. That was a boring ass football game, but it's the middle of August. All right. Zoom out. All right. This is still a better Pittsburgh Steelers team than they were last year. Once again, preseason success or lack of success does not equate to the regular season, or at least from what we have seen. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Give me anything you got from the Pittsburgh Steelers game down below. Peace.